What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you are new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. And with this video, we are jumping into Captain America and Iron Man issue number 1. This will be a brand new line written by Derek Landy, and the story will be following a government agent that was turned Hydra, with her being sentenced to prison. With her trying to make a jailbreak, she gets the attention of both Iron Man and Captain America. But as they learn more about this case, the plot thickens and there is much more at play. And so with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this new issue, we are picking up years ago, and we are picking up in the bed of Tony Stark. Because right now, he has been laying with Veronica Eden. Now, Veronica Eden at this point isn't a well-known name. It's not a name that anybody really knows. But after having some relations with Tony Stark, her overall goal here was to try to get some funding for a proposal that she has. A human AI interface that she wants to develop. And while their conversation last night really did focus on everything she wants to accomplish, Tony Stark was not concerned about that. The only thing Tony Stark was concerned about was getting her back to his bedroom. And so this conversation is going exactly how you would imagine it's going to go, with Veronica being absolutely livid that she more or less got used, even though that was technically what she was trying to do. But as their conversation continues on, Tony Stark ends up offering her a job working for S.H.I.E.L.D. And that is what will take us to present day, with Veronica Eden currently sitting in front of a judge facing charges. And these charges are relating to infiltrating S.H.I.E.L.D. and the US government on behalf of a terrorist organization known as Hydra. And this took place during Falcon and Winter Soldier issues 1 through 5. Now, Veronica, she tries her best to be a smart aleck, to really just get at the judge. But at the end of the day, she pleads guilty and she gets sentenced by Judge, which is his name. I don't know why you guys would ever come up with that name. There's so many names out there and you went with Judge. But okay, as we carry on, we're picking up in the prisoner transport that is transporting Veronica Eden to her overall facility. But as we know, these things usually go very poorly for our good guys. And what we see is the arrival of 51. 51 being one of the individuals that was trained up for the 50-state initiative. And 51 is supposed to be a good guy. Not really understanding what is going on here, we see the arrival of Iron Man. And Iron Man quickly learns that 51 is actually wanted for 3 counts of murder. Iron Man telling him that he's not mad, he is just disappointed, putting him down in the ground, telling him he needs to stay down, that this will be his only warning to do so. But then this is where we see an entire truck full of goons come piling out, and all of them immediately start engaging Tony Stark. And with Tony Stark just being outnumbered, we are seeing that all of these goons are actually here to free Veronica, breaking her out of her prisoner transport. This is when Iron Man asks if there was someone nearby. That someone being Captain America. And with Cap coming in on his motorcycle, he comes flying in, dropping his bike on some goons, and getting into this fight. And so with Iron Man taking care of 51, we have Captain America going after Veronica. Taking off in an SUV, he goes chasing after them. With Captain America appearing to have the upper hand, Veronica grabs a gun and she shoots out the tires of a bus. In doing this, it causes the bus to go careening out of control and off of the overpass. We see Cap jump inside of this bus. With him jumping inside, he tells everyone that they need to calm down, to try to relax, that everything is going to be under control. Though obviously that is hard for people to do when this bus is about to fall and bring everyone to their death. That is, until we have the arrival of Iron Man. Recognizing that the bus needed to take priority over fighting 51, we have Iron Man coming in to save the day and bring the bus down to a peaceful landing. And so, with Veronica Eden being able to make her escape, with 51 no longer here, the only good outcome of today is there was no civilian casualties. But here is what they know. They know Veronica Eden moved from S.H.I.E.L.D. into a government position, keeping tabs on Hydra and all of their training camps. But what it turns out to be is that she was vying for the Hydra Supreme title by siphoning the best new recruits into her own little army. With Bucky and Sam both taking her down, Sam had asked Captain America to keep an eye on this situation. Now, of course, the reason Iron Man is here is because Veronica, she came from the private sector. And though they did have relations together, his biggest issue is he got her in the front door. He got her into S.H.I.E.L.D. And while they surely did their due diligence, they did their background checks, they did all of that, what corners might have been cut because Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, his name was attached to it. And so he needs to know, did she join Hydra before or after they had met one another? It is something that is bothering Tony Stark, and he is going to get the answer no matter what it takes. But we also learn that one of her contacts inside the government was Senator Todd Baker. Now, Baker has been trying to get S.H.I.E.L.D. up and running again, made some significant progress as well. The only issue is the two of them, they could have been planning and sabotaging, working together, or she might have been possibly trying to sabotage everything he is doing. The verdict is still out. They don't have all of the information yet. And Iron Man, having Boss dig up some information, he discovers 2 locations where somebody might be hiding, where someone is trying to keep off of the radar. And so Tony and Cap, they go in to investigate. And that is what picks us up with Veronica and 51. Now, 51 had made his way to Veronica in an effort to be able to get her help. Or at least that's his intention here. And what he wants is something from Hydra. But the thing about it is, Veronica, she isn't with Hydra, but showing her something on his phone. Recognizing what it is, she lets him know that she can definitely get a hold of that for him. And this is where there is a giant explosion. With that explosion, we have the entrance of the Paladins. Now, these are members of various groups from the 50-state initiative. And we have Pioneer, Vox, Prima Donna, and Think Tank. And they have come here for 51, telling him that he needs to power down his suit and he needs to come in immediately. That he is going to answer for all of the things that he has done so far. But it doesn't take long for this fight to break out, with 51 not gonna be willing to come in. With Veronica's guys having their guns drawn, everyone opens fire. The Paladins go in for their attack, and Captain America and Iron Man descend from the ceiling. Now, before Tony and Steve had made their arrival, Veronica Eden was trying to let everyone know maybe we could talk about this. But with all of this going on, she says screw it, kill everybody. And her goons start unloading on the Paladins, on Iron Man, on Captain America. And what we really see is Iron Man and Captain America having to clean up the slack of the Paladins. Not being very well trained, or just not being ready for combat, one of the two. Either way, Captain America definitely makes a note to say something, letting them know that you guys are supposed to be the 50 recruits. You guys are supposed to be here doing this job and doing it right. But why am I sitting here having to make sure that you guys are taken care of, to make sure that you guys aren't getting your butts kicked out here on this battlefield? But with Cap and Iron Man dispatching all of her goons, both 51 and Veronica were able to make their escape, with Veronica having every intention of getting whatever 51 wants. She also lets us know that she may not work for Hydra anymore, but it really looks like her plans are to get it back and then to kill all of the superheroes because she says she is out to save the world one dead hero at a time. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I think this line definitely has some promise. This Veronica Eden aspect of things is definitely something interesting. I didn't keep up too much with the Sam and Bucky stuff going on in their own line, but I know enough of the information to carry me on through this line. You know, and this is something that we have seen villains throughout comic book history really harp on. The idea that if you kill all of the superheroes, then somehow magically the world is going to get better, everyone will be saved, so on and so forth. When the reality is, the villains are still going to exist, and you are still going to need individuals like them to go out there and combat this evil. The idea that you take away the first line of defense against any kind of extraterrestrial or superhuman event is absolute ludicrous. And it shows that somebody like Veronica, they are seeking power over everything else, believing with their narcissism that they are above everyone else, that they have the capability to do what the entire Avengers do together. She believes she can do this as one singular person. She believes she can truly make the world a safer place. And though it's all misguided, we are going to more than likely see Tony Stark truly try to save her. That's what I believe. I believe Tony Stark, by the end of this, is going to try to save her. I don't think he's going to be able to. But I think Tony Stark over anybody else, because of their relationship, because of their history, I think Tony Stark will be actively trying to bring her back to the light, if you will. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content we have coming out. And until the next breakdown.